business. Following that period, he earned his law degree, but after he was discharged from his active duty service, he serves on 3 committees in the House: the Intelligence Committee, the Telecommunications Congressman. Okay. And been chosen to serve on the Select Committee investigating the affair in Benghazi, Libya. He and his wife, Susan, are active members of the community and big supporters of Wichita State University, her alumni, or she's an alumnus of Wichita State. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Representative Mike Pompeo.
It's great to be with you here tonight, and I'm standing between you and a great baseball game, so I want to do 3 things. First of all, it is humbling to be out here with these men and women. Thank you all so much for your service, what you've given to our nation. I had a Marine giving me a hard time back here, so I'm glad to be 40 feet away. I also want to thank all the families. Sometimes we forget the sacrifice that the spouse makes back here when they're in the United States and their service member is away. The children who miss their father or their mother who's in service, the sacrifices that those men and women make on behalf of our nation are equally important. God bless you for allowing your family member to serve in the American Armed Forces. Finally tonight, we're going to get a pitch for a very, very special man, a man who served at an incredibly important time in our nation's history. You all remember World War II. We talk about D-Day, the amazing feats that accomplished that day. We made great progress. We were marching across Europe. We were defeating the Nazis. And then they launched a counterattack. It's called the Battle of the Bulge. It was the last great threat that Nazism placed on American forces during World War II. The 2 previous wars, in 1870 and in 1914, the Germans had done the precise same thing. They were about to be defeated. They lost to Blitzkrieg across Europe. In those 2 wars, they made more progress. And this one, the man that we have here tonight with us, was part of stopping that onslaught. Our freedom, the fact that we're out here tonight, able to enjoy this beautiful day in Butler County, this awesome baseball game with these great folks who are going to come compete, is in large part due to men like this man who stood in the gap, who are prepared to give all to keep our freedom. Thank you all for coming out here tonight to support our veterans. Thank you so much for what you all have done, what the families have done, and God bless Kansas and the great country, the United States of America. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention one more time. Let's hear it for the Honor Guard of American Legion Post 81 as they prepare to exit the field. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Representing all veterans, tonight's first pitch will be thrown by Wilfred Pettis. Wilfred Pettis served our country honorably and heroically throughout World War II in the United States Army. And as Congressman Pompeo said, Wilfred Pettis served at the Battle of the Bulge. like to take this opportunity to thank all veterans, here and abroad, for serving our country, protecting our freedoms, and giving us the opportunity to do things like play baseball on any given Saturday night. Broncos fans, please stay standing as our veterans prepare to exit the field. And thanks again for coming out tonight to celebrate our veterans and to watch some awesome Broncos baseball right here at McDonald Stadium.
All right, so the veterans are leaving the field next to both dugouts and they're getting back their dugouts to get ready for this game. We will take another short time out here at the McDonald Stadium in El Dorado throughout the preview to the start of the Broncos DJ game here on Talk Radio 1270. You are listening to DJ Baseball on ASCB.
Broncos fans, as they're exiting, just a couple of reminders about tonight. We'll have a couple of games throughout the night, too. Have some opportunities for some kids to get involved in some games. We'll have some giveaways tonight. There is a quilt down in the pavilion that you can buy raffle tickets for. That quilt, all the proceeds from that quilt go to support honor flights for veterans right here in Butler County. So be sure to head down to the pavilion and buy some tickets for the quilt. And I believe we'll be drawing for that later tonight. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for coming out and understanding how important it is that we support our veterans and thank them for the service to our country.
Actually, it might be better because I can't really do it while I'm responding. You can go if you wanted.
All right, Broncos fans, that song means it's time for some baseball right here at Brad Long Field at McDonald Stadium.
Those of you that have been watching the ceremony honoring the veterans tonight, it was a very nice ceremony. The American Legion Honor Guard was here. The event put on by the Honor Guard and the VFW here in El Dorado. Members from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard all represented. Representative Mike Pompeo was here to address the crowd briefly, and you hopefully could see that. And what I liked, Avery, is how respectful both teams, getting in lines to shake the hands of the veterans. The BJs were all on board as well. Really a neat ceremony, and so our 7 o'clock scheduled time, we got the video going at 7. First pitch looks like it's going to be about 7:25, but a pretty cool event.
Yeah, very well worth it to be able to recognize our veterans. One of those things that we really should do about every game, but a big one for tonight. It was very well put on. Kudos to Vicky Bell and Doug Bell for putting all that together.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. So congratulations to them for that. So now we get ready for baseball here, and let's get the lineups for you. First off, Avery, what a night Jeremy McGowan put in last night for the Broncos. 7 strong innings, scattering 7 hits. He struck out 7 in the win for El Dorado. And this is a team that all of a sudden the last 2 nights looks like they're getting it going.
Yeah, then this is the right time to get it going. You have to.
The starting lineup, actually, we need to trade. We have the wrong sheets. The batting order for the Liberal BJs tonight. Zach Redding leads off. He's a center fielder. Sam Pack is the designated hitter, batting second. At third base tonight is Brady Cox. At first base, batting fourth, Zach Hoffman. Mike Rampone, last night's third baseman. Tonight, second baseman will bat fifth. Justin McCarthy, the catcher, bats sixth. Brennan Johnson's in right field. He'll bat seventh. Kyle Leisure. I've said his name 64 different ways. He's the shortstop, and Alec Isaac, the left fielder. The pitcher tonight for Liberal is J.B. Olson.
In the field for the El Dorado Broncos tonight, in left field, Dylan Muka. In center field, Sam Lane. And in right field, Michael Muka. At third base is Max Hogan. Shortstop tonight, Morgan Oliver. At second base is Levi Parker. And at first base is Zach Field. Catching the ball is Cameron Knight from Tyler Cavallo, the starting pitcher for the Broncos.
The right-hander wheels and deals, and we are underway from McDonald Stadium with a strike. So about 26 minutes. This is about what we thought it would be, about 7:20, 7:25 for first pitch tonight. So just a little behind schedule, but it's a beautiful night here in El Dorado, so why not? And the 0-1 pitch. And, yeah, it did not look like Redding checked his swing there, so it's strike 2. Zach Redding, the center fielder, and he is a sophomore from Grayson College. And here's the pitch from Carvalho, and it's in the turf for ball 1. Our first pitch time was 7:26. First pitch temperature 91 beautiful degrees here in El Dorado. So a 1-2 count, top of the first inning, BJs and Broncos. And the 1-2 from Carvalho is just off the corner, ball 2. Avery Cameron Knight gets a start for the second straight night, and I think a lot in part because he's really been hitting the ball. Schmitz has been struggling a bit, so Knight gets a second start at catcher, which we haven't seen a whole lot of this year from Coach Chad Gerwick.
Yeah, there's been those two catchers have been interchangeable through the games. So a rare 2-night start.
Yeah, I did not expect to see it, although he's been hitting the ball well, so that's not a surprise. The 2-2 pitch there with Redding just was able to get a piece and kind of woke up some of the boys down in the Bronco dugout as that ball came whistling towards their direction. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Carvalho looking in for the sign from Cameron Knight. And they can't get on the right page. Carvalho comes into tonight's game with a 7.20 ERA. And this is his 7th. Checked at his 5th appearance of the season. And from 0-2 to 3-2. Carvalho, another one of those Bronco pitchers from Mesa Junior College. Palmdale, California is where Tyler calls home. 5'11", 165, and a foul ball from Redding. He spoiled a couple of possible strikeout pitches. So it remains full. First batter of the game, Zach Redding. It'll be Redding, Pack, and Cox for the Liberal BJs. Same uniforms as we saw them in last night, the red jerseys, the gray pants, and Redding swings and misses, and a strikeout for Carvalho to start off this game. Always good to see Bill Young, our fabulous public address announcer, Dale and Gina Short on the scoreboard. Stats guru Gary is down the way. The whole motley crew is in the stands here tonight, and we got a great crowd here at El Dorado too. As the first pitch to Sam Pack is low, ball one. You know, a great crowd, Avery, we love to see it. Although as broadcasters, and when you hope you see a lot of people, you want to entertain a lot of people on the stream, you know it's not going to be a huge viewer night. But folks, of course, can go back and watch all these games on archive. So we will have to stay at the top of our game. One ball. Avery nodding. Yes. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Sam Pack. He did not play last night. He's the designated hitter tonight for Liberal. Sam Pack digging in there. I don't see him even on our roster here. Adam Anderson is the head coach for the BJs. Mike Shepard and Joey Miglacchio are the assistant coaches. I'm sure I butchered that last name. Now, they do have a Chad Knack. That's kind of interesting. They have a Chad Knack and a Sam Pack. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Right out to Morgan Oliver. He takes it on a short hop and fires over to Zach Fields for the second out. That'll bring up Brady Cox for Liberal. Jeremy, go ahead.
Sorry, going back to your point about a pretty good crowd here tonight. Probably the best one of the season, and it's good to see because these Broncos could really use some crowd support here. They got some momentum going, winning their last 2 games, and they hope to make it 3 tonight.
Brady Cox caught last night playing third base tonight. He was 1 for 4 in last night's game with a single, and he looks at strike 1 from Tyler Carvalho. So Tyler coming into this game with a ERA over 7, but he's looked sharp in the first 2 batters. The 0-1 pitch is outside for ball 1. No scoring, early goings here from beautiful McDonald Stadium and Brad Long Field. The breeze blowing from right to right center, left center field. Here's the 1-1, and that'll bounce in there. Nice stop by Knight. 2 balls and a strike. The Broncos sporting the camo uniforms. I like seeing Bill Young's got the camo uniform going here tonight. Looks good. It's an orange camouflage uniform. That ball looked camouflage for Cox as he swung right through it. Strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Carvalho and Brady Cox. Zach Hoffman waits on deck. The pitch and a check swing. Looks like he went, and he did. So 2 strikeouts in the opening frame for Tyler Carvalho. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. After a half inning, Liberal 0 and the Broncos coming to bat.
All right, Broncos fans, a couple of quick announcements. The Friends of the El Dorado Lake present a truck and tractor pull tomorrow, July 13th, out at the Water River area of El Dorado Lake. They've donated some tickets to give away tonight for the people that can answer, the first person to answer some of these trivia questions correctly. So we're going to go ahead and do a trivia question now in honor of baseball and of veterans. First person that can come up and tell me who the 3-time MVP and 13-time All-Star was that served from 1943 to 19 in the United States Army Air Corps from 43 to 46. The Yankee Clipper was his name. He played for the Bronx Bombers. Someone needs to come up and collect these 2 tickets if you've got the right answer. Right up here at the front of the booth. He was married to Marilyn Monroe.
Go DiMaggio. I want to give it to a veteran.
Okay.
Welcome back to El Dorado. Let's run down the Broncos lineup, and Avery will give you how the BJs look in the field. Sam Lane leads off, Dylan Muka second, Clayton Dalrymple, the DH, third, Michael Muka, the right fielder, bats fourth, Cameron Knight fifth, Max Hogan will be sixth, Zach Fields, who had a big night last night, bats seventh, Morgan Oliver eighth, and Levi Parker will bat ninth.
In the field for the how about the
The
Lee Jays?
Jays.
How about for the liberal BJs as Sam Lane swings and evens the count at 1-1. In left field, Alec Isaac. In center field, Zach Redding. And in right field is Brennan Johnson. At third base is Brady Cox, who I believe we saw behind the plate last night. Shortstop, Kyle Leisure. The second baseman, Mike Rampone. And at first base, Zach Hoffman. The catcher is Justin McCarthy. And the starting pitcher tonight is J.B. Olson as Sam Lane strikes out looking.
What quick work there by Olson to get rid of Sam Lane, and that'll bring up Dylan Muka. Dylan Muka, 5'10", 155, from Centennial, Colorado. He goes to school at Southern Illinois University. Overhearing our good friend Brock Kappelman on the Liberal broadcast tonight. Last night he said, that the BJ's struggling. I think they've lost 4 in a row now. But their best pitcher maybe of the season has been this gentleman, J.B. Olson. So we'll see what the right-hander brings to the table against the hot-hitting Bronco team who scored 20 runs in the last 2 games. And Muka rolls over on one, right over to first base, and an easy play for Zach Hoffman to retire Dylan Muka. That'll bring up the designated hitter out of Kansas State University. It is Clayton Dalrymple. J.B. Olson is a freshman from Plano, Texas. He goes to SCCC, and I don't know what that is, Avery. SCCC. I don't know if it's a community college or if it's a...
Probably have to be.
Yeah. Avery's magic on his phone. Maybe you can find that out for us. There's a few of them from SCCC here as well. Austin King, a left-handed pitcher, also from SCCC. So is Bryson Allen. Dalrymple looks at strike one, two-way, bottom of the first inning. No score between the Broncos and the BJs. And Olson spikes one in the turf for ball one. The Broncos won 14-0 at Derby on Thursday night, and then followed it up last night with a 6-0 win. A game that was scoreless through 4, but then the Broncos scored 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th to win the game 6-0. Jeremy McGowan got the win last night, and the losing pitcher was Justin Schnedler. Really tough luck because Schnedler was pretty darn good as well for Liberal. 2 balls and a strike to Dalrymple. Curveball is hit down to third. It'll be just foul, fielded down there by the third baseman tonight, Brady Cox. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dalrymple can really motor, so he was already long past first base before he got the signal that that he finally started to slow down because of a foul ball. Again, Clayton is the designated hitter coming back to action on Monday, and he's been playing all week as the DH. Hopefully by the season's end, we'll see him back in the field. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Olson, up the middle, base hit, Dalrymple. So by average, the best hitter on this Bronco team, Clayton Dalrymple, as of course his average every now that he's getting more at bats. You're not going to be able to keep an average of 600 or 580. It's down to 466, but still pretty darn good for Clayton.
Yeah, that's really good. But hadn't had as many at-bats as the other players on this team, but it's still good to see his average up there. And to answer your question, SCCC, what I'm coming up with is Soulful Community College, and which is in Long Island. That's the only thing I'm coming up with. So I don't know. But we've seen players from all around the country, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, we sure have. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Michael Muka in there for a strike. And if, we've got some folks listening out there tonight watching, enjoying the broadcast here. If you happen to know, if you're a Liberal fan and you know where SCCC is, or if you might be a relation of J.B. Olson, we'd love to have you just comment right there on the YouTube page. It's really easy. All you do is right below the video. Dalrymple trying to steal. Here's a peg down to second, and Dalrymple has it stolen, and he'll get into scoring position. I think that was a ball. We'll wait and see from the umpire for sure, but a stolen base for Clayton Dalrymple. I think it's 2 balls and a strike. And that's what it is. But yeah, we would love to. Didn't have really any comments last night, did we?
Nope. I think we had one from John McGowan once I think we left the stadium.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Muka. He flips it out to left field. That's going to drop. Dalrymple will score. Muka, hard turnaround first. He's digging for 2. A double, and the Broncos draw first blood. They lead 1-0.
That's all you need in this game is Dalrymple with 2 outs. You know, Olsen was, I believe, 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, and then Dalrymple comes up with a base hit, and then Michael Muka a double, and now the Broncos are on the board here early in the game, something we haven't seen a whole lot of this season.
Especially in the first inning. And how big for Dalrymple to steal that base, get into scoring position with 2 outs, and, you know, Muka, all of a sudden we're seeing him go the other way, dropping balls into right near the left field line, and he's a left-handed batter. Of course, he's also shown the power to triple into the gap in both left center and right center field. Cameron Knight, who's been on a nice tear for the Broncos, is up to bat now with a runner in scoring position, and Michael Muka. First pitch was fouled off. No balls and a strike. And the 0-1, Knight hits it out to right field. That's a tough sun, but looking in there and grabbing it rather easily is Brennan Johnson. But a good start tonight for the homestanding Broncos. They score 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. We're through 1 inning. Broncos 1, BJ 0. We're back in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube.
The answer to that trivia question is Joe Cobb. We had one of the Broncos players' parents win the question. They won the tickets, and they donated them to give them away to a veteran. So I handed them down to some young ladies right down here in front of the booth, and they have wandered around until they found a veteran that was to go to the tractor pull. We'll have some more opportunities throughout the night to win some tickets to the tractor pull, along with some other prizes.
Well, a good start tonight for the El Dorado Broncos. Avery Carvalho, a clean sheet on the top half of the first inning, and then with 2 outs, Dalrymple with the single, stolen base, and a Michael Muka double, and a 1-0 start here for the Broncos, which is, again, good to see this team all of a sudden. It's funny in baseball. When we left here Tuesday night, we felt a little down because El Dorado just hadn't played very good baseball in the 4 nights that we were here, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but all of a sudden Thursday, Friday, and tonight, good games the last 2 nights and a good start tonight.
Yeah, that's how it is in baseball. You know, it just sometimes it even comes down to 1 hit or even 1 game that you score 14 runs, and that can pick up everybody's confidence on the team. 1 or 2 players start hitting, and hitting is contagious. So the Broncos obviously are hitting well now, and we hope to see that continue here throughout the rest of this game.
Zach Hoffman had a good night last night. He leads off here, and he hits one out to Levi Parker. Parker ranges into the outfield because he couldn't come up and field it, so he had to go back, and he fielded it cleanly, and an easy throw over to first to retire Zach Hoffman. That's one of those plays, Avery, that either Parker has to go forward immediately and try to stab it in the air, or you make it a little easier. You know, you always judge the runners, how fast in Hoffman last night we saw wasn't really a base stealer or whatnot, so I think Parker realized he had a little more time there and could play it back on 1 hop.
Yeah, off the bat I thought it was going to be going to Michael Muka in right field, but the ball kind of died in the infield, and a good play by Parker to corral it and make a good throw over Zach.
So the first out of the inning, that brings up second baseman Mike Rampone. Rampone from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. That tells me this guy is really smart, I think. I think whenever you go to an Institute of Technology or something, it probably means you're a leg up on everyone else. And he fouls one into his leg. It looks all right. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, top half of the second inning. 1-0 El Dorado. The 3-game weekend series concludes tomorrow night. We'll have the broadcast again, really the only station The only place where you can get video and audio, right here. Carvalho's 0-2 pitch, fouled off. Some in our league don't have any broadcast. Some just have audio. Some are online. Some are not. We are all online and with video and audio. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Carvalho. He comes in with gas and strikes out Rampone. So that's the second out of the inning, and tonight's catcher is Justin McCarty. And he will come to the plate. McCarty, a freshman from the University of Central Whitehall. Right? University of Central Arkansas. He's from Whitehall, Arkansas. Looking into abbreviations and whatnot, I wasn't quite sure what was getting abbreviated there. In my mind, it said the University of Central Whitehall, which is a university I've never heard of, probably because there is none. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss by McCarty. 1 ball and 1 strike. Can't beat good fun at the old ballpark. The concession stands here are cooking away. You can have that good ballpark smell as the 1-1 pitch is down low, 2-1. Also tonight's game sponsor, Freddy's Frozen Custard, and Avery and I like it when they're the sponsors because sometime during the game we're going to be able to sneak some ice cream and or some frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurt. Here's McCarty tapping the 2-1 foul. It's 2-2. So there's just a lot going on at the yard tonight.
If you guys are listening and you've never had Freddy's before, if you ever come to Kansas, or I think that's only where they're based out of, you've got to try some Freddy's frozen custard. But if you want to eat another ice cream again, probably don't eat it.
It'll ruin you. Oh, a beautiful curveball in for a strike 3 looking. Carvalho cruising through 2 as he is not allowed a single base runner yet. We're through 1.5 from beautiful El Dorado, Kansas. The Broncos 1, the BJs 0. Back in a moment here on YouTube.
Next, real quick trivia question from the El Dorado Lake. This baseball player served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War before beginning a 19-year career with Chicago Cubs. He became a fixture at shortstop the following season and then first base for almost 20 years. Mr. What rockstar? Thank you. Congratulations, man. Winner, Tony Banks. I'm done talking, he was stronger against my ear.
And welcome back to El Dorado. 1-0 Broncos. We begin the bottom half of the second inning. And from the University of Arkansas, it's Max Hogan. And Hogan, first pitch swinging off the glove of the first baseman. Tough play. It's going to be a base hit for Max Hogan. Ranging to his right was Zach Hoffman. That would have been a spectacular play had he made it. The ball glanced off his glove and passed then the second baseman, and Hogan reaches easily. So here comes Zach Fields. And in case you missed it, Zach Fields was huge last night. 3 for 4, 2 home runs and a double. He had 3 RBIs in the 6-0 win, and he looks at ball 1. And, you start off a weekend series with 2 home runs, all of a sudden pitchers are going to start nibbling a little more on you instead of going right down the middle. Here's a pitch from Olsen, drilled to left field. That's way out of here. Gone. Zach Fields dials long distance. I did not think he would get much to hit there. So home run for Zach Fields, his third, in 2 nights. And the Broncos take a 3-0 lead as Morgan Oliver comes up. Are they all out? My son is coming back after great news of Zach Fields going long distance after a Max Hogan single to give the Broncos a 3-0 lead. Are you telling me we're out of frozen custard?
Unfortunately, there no more custard, so doggone it.
What? It's a great crowd here tonight, so I guess maybe we should have. I see a lot of people with frozen custard, so, well, thanks to Freddy's anyway.
I'll be happy to go check again if Bronco wants to hit another home run.
How about Zach Fields, Avery? Did you get a chance to hear it off the bat?
Yeah,
I know you were down there.
Yeah, I was right down there. I was standing to wait for the next pitch so I could go up the stands. Man, he had a hold of that one, and it was a no-doubter. He started walking down the line, and he knew it.
So, boy, what a start here for the Broncos. Now Oliver over the pitcher's mound. Tough play. Oliver will beat it out. Infield single for Morgan Oliver. Nice effort from Rampone. Really, Avery, if anyone was going to have a chance of getting Oliver, I think Leisure, the shortstop, had to take that one because Rampone's momentum was taking him towards left field.
Yeah, Morgan Oliver has pretty good speed, so a hard play for Rampone. But the Broncos, now Levi Parker batting.
And he squares around and looks at ball one. 3-0 Broncos. 0-0-0 right now on the board for the BJs. 3-5-0 for El Dorado here in the bottom of the second inning. Parker up to plate, and he looks to hit. Taps one towards short. That's going to be a tough play, and no play made for Leisure. That's going to be another hit, and the Broncos are really feeding off the energy of this crowd tonight, I think.
Yeah, this crowd's doing a great job getting behind this team. Like I said earlier, hitting is contagious, and the Broncos have 4 consecutive base hits. As a BJ's coach would like to come out to the mound and regroup with the infield, as the Broncos have been on first and second. Kurt, kind of an impressive number here. The Broncos, after winning on Thursday night, going to last night, and then into the start of tonight, 21 consecutive scoreless innings by the pitchers for the Broncos.
Yeah, Carvalho comes in tonight's game with a 7+ ERA, and he's looked good through 2. It's early, obviously. And now here's Sam Lane, Avery. Now, Sam has been the one Bronco who really hasn't jumped on the hitting barrage that we've seen. We weren't at Thursday's game, but 0 for 5 last night for Sam. Maybe a bunt opportunity here might be something positive for him to work off of if he can get it down. And he squares around, bunts it hard towards third. That's an excellent bunt. No one's over at first base, and they're going to call Lane out. Sliding into the base, making the catch on the slide was Rampone. What a marvelous play by him.
But as you said, Sam Lane comes in and does his job. It advances Morgan Oliver and Levi Parker, and he was about a fourth of a step away from having a bunt single there.
And I love he bunted it hard, but not too hard right towards third. So obviously the third baseman, Brady Cox, has to field it. And then obviously you don't get a chance to throw anyone out at third base as Milt Muka grounds out to short. I was a little surprised that Oliver did not go on contact there, but he did not. Muka kept looking back this way. So now Clayton Dalrymple has to come up with a big 2-out single here for the Broncos. The infielders were about halfway. They weren't totally committed up, and they weren't playing normal as well. They were kind of halfway there, and that worked out really nicely for the BJs. So 4 straight singles, a proper sacrifice from Lane and Muka ground out, and the BJs have a chance to get out of this inning, Avery, only down 3. 1 ball, no strikes to Clayton Dalrymple. Clayton singled in the first inning. He would eventually score thanks to his legs. He stole second base and then scored on a double for Michael Muka. And a pitch to Clayton is in there for strike 1. Outfielders play Clayton pretty much straight away. Out in center field, Redding shades a little bit to the pull side of left field. So really, I guess right over second, right center field is the best spot for Dalrymple to go, or down the right field line. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be low, ball 2. 7, 8, 9 due up for the BJs in the third inning. It'll be Johnson, Leisure, and Isaac. 2 away in the Bronco second inning. They've already scored 2 on a 2-run home run from big old Zach Fields out of Central Michigan University. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch from J.B. Olson is outside. Great job by McCarty to scoot those feet over and block it. And just watching these college guys, the college catchers, Avery, sometimes I think you watch some high school guys and they try to reach for the ball. You see so many of these catchers that we've seen, college catchers, they're sliding their feet over there. They really, technique-wise, are very good, it appears.
Yeah, especially in this league, and this is the best of the best of college players.
McCarty sets up on the outside corner. Olson throws it beautifully in there, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think Dalrymple really should be looking for a pitch in the strike zone here, because if Olson walks Dalrymple, then he's got Michael Muka, and he's been probably the hottest hitter for the Broncos.
Dalrymple fights off that pitch. Yeah, and right now you have righty on righty. With Muka up there, it's righty on lefty. So really, this is the guy that J.B. Olson wants to get. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, home half of the second, 3-0. Broncos. Olson is set, and he'll bring it home. And a curveball is hit foul by Dalrymple. Didn't really get it cleanly, but he did foul it on. Just a fantastic crowd here tonight. Good to see so many bodies here in McDonald Stadium. Really all season, Avery, all the home games, there's been pretty good crowds, but this by far is the best one. Good support for these Broncos here in El Dorado. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from Olson. Dalrymple bounces it towards third. It will be foul, and we'll do it again. With last night's win, Avery, the Broncos come into this game just 1 game behind Liberal for 4th place in the Jayhawk League.
And with the Jayhawk League, it's weird because sometimes only 2 teams get in, sometimes 3 teams get into the NBC World Series, sometimes 4 teams get in. So it's one of those things, it's hard to say, well, we need to catch this team. It's really just a matter of just going out and winning games and just trying to catch that next team that's ahead of you, because you never know when maybe a team from somewhere else backs out of the NBC tournament or something, and that's your advantage. You jump right in there. So really, every game is so important no matter who you're playing.
3 balls, 2 strikes. J.B. Olson's got his sign. The right-hander deals, and he's able to strike out Clayton Dalrymple. So 2 runs in the inning, 4 hits. No errors, 2 left. We're through 2 innings from El Dorado. Broncos 3, BJ's 0. Back in a moment. You're watching and listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball here on YouTube.
So I want to pay attention right down here on the field. We got 2 boys who are going to be hitting a wiffle ball. Whichever one of them gets the most home runs here is going to win a wiffle ball set and a free cookie from Subway. All right, brother, rip it. Swing and a miss. All right. That's 1 home run. That's 2 home runs. Okay, now time for the other young man. Coming to the plate now, wearing Bronco orange. And ready to hammer one into the. There's 1 home run. 2 home runs. And it's a tie. Yeah, I'll tell you what, each of them, why don't you go ahead and give each of them a wiffle ball set and a package of Big League Chew bubble gum out of the bag. Let's hear it for our home run derby winners.
And welcome back. I like the wiffle ball home run derby. You might have heard and seen while you're watching the video here on YouTube, down by the Bronco dugout, the wiffle ballers, and after it looked like a little bit of a bigger kid hit a couple out. The smaller one jumped in there and popped a couple out as well. Maybe one day they'll grow up to be Zach Fields, who's homered 3 times in 2 nights. The Broncos lead 3-0. And with the call, here's Avery Osen.
So for the BJs, 7, 8, 9 hitters as Cavalho is perfect through 2 innings. And knock on wood on the 21 straight innings of scoreless play for the Broncos. 1-0 pitch is missed by Johnson. 1-1.
Think any of those guys can grow up to be as big as Zach Fields, Avery? And how hot is he right now?
Got to eat your Wheaties. 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1. That second kid that came up there, 5 years old maybe?
I didn't hear the age, but he looked smaller. He just stepped up there and nailed his first 2 out.
Next pitch to Johnson, high and inside, 3-1. Carvalho behind here, 3-1. The pitch is a ball. So Johnson is the first base runner of the night as he gets on via the walk. And now Kyle Leeser, the shortstop, will be up to bat. Last night he batted second. He went 0 for 3. Struck out once, grounded out to Zach Fields at first, and flied out to center field. He also had a walk in the game. Johnson on first. First pitch as Leeser attempted a bunt. Didn't get a hold of it, so Carvalho up 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch as Leisure squares around a bunt again, puts the bunt back, and it is up high 1-1.
You know, watching Zach Fields at first, he looks very uncomfortable whether he should come charging in or not. He's not really committing either way.
1-1 pitch is in there, 1-2. A huge pitch there because now that really takes out the bunting opportunity unless Leisure wants to try it at a pretty big risk. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The next pitch is hit to Hogan at third. Over to second. Parker to Fields. 5, 4, 3. Double play. And the Broncos have 2 down, and something that has been the Broncos' best friend this year is the double play. I'd like to get a number on how many double plays they've had this season. It seems like a lot. Alec Isaac, the left fielder. Now the batter. First pitch to him, low, 1-0. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Alec Isaac, who was 0 for 4 last night. These Broncos have really done a good job holding down the BJs thus far in this series. Next pitch is swung at and missed. 1-1. Very good crowd here tonight. I know you can't see it on the video screen, but man, there's hardly a place to sit here. 1-1 pitch. Just a bit outside 2-1 as the crowd gives a groan after that pitch was not called a strike. Ninth batter, Alec Isaac is batting, and Zach Redding on the on-deck circle. 2-1 pitch, low, 3-1. Broncos lead 3-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Broncos have 6 hits tonight already in 2 innings. 3-1 pitch outside, and Carvalho loses Isaac. And now, top of the lineup, Zach Redding, the center fielder who struck out to start the game in the 1st inning. Sam Park, the designated hitter, on deck. Righty versus lefty matchup here. Redding the righty, Carvalho the lefty. Or excuse me, switch that. Let's try Redding the lefty, Carvalho the righty, as the first pitch from Redding is missed. A low pitch there from Carvalho, 0-1. Alec Isaac on first. He's got a 3-step lead over there. 0-1 pitch is hit to Morgan Oliver, the shortstop. A tough hop, but he comes up with it, steps on second. And the BJs are retired here in the top of the third. Broncos 3, Liberal nothing. We head to the bottom of the third inning. More play-by-play coming up here from McDonald Stadium.
Belgium, Oklahoma. The other one was Austin Sharp right here in El Dorado. Let's hear it again for our home run derby winners. We have one final trivia question for 2 more tickets to Track and Tractor Pull. This young man was drafted by the U.S. Army after graduating from UCLA in 1942. He went on to become commissioned as a second lieutenant. He briefly coached some college ball, and then he went to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers, oftentimes known as the first African American to play in Major League Baseball. He wore number 42. Boom. We have a winner right here. Greg Hauser's genius mom just won that one. Let's hear it for Greg Hauser's mom.
So the Broncos lead 3-0 as the scoreless streak continues at 22 innings for the Broncos. As Muka hits one down the right field line, and it hits the top of the fence. As Muka runs to second, we'll see if the Broncos argue that at all. As Muka hit one right off the top of the fence on the yellow line on the top of the fence, and now Chad Gerwick will head out to the umpire to see if it's out.
Number 7, Cameron Knight.
There's going to give him a double, but still an impressive hit from Michael Muka. Just turned on one. And now Cameron Knight, the batter. First pitch tonight, upstairs 1-0. So the Broncos really getting to Wilson tonight. Thus far, at least, here in the bottom of the third. Runner in scoring position with nobody out, and Cameron Knight the batter. The next pitch low, 2-0. Knight way ahead at 2-0. Max Hogan on deck. 2-0 pitch. Also low, doesn't find the strike zone. 3-0. Knight fly down to right field to end the first inning. Next pitch, a little high and inside. And a 4-pitch walk to Cameron Knight. One thing that the Broncos struggled with, and still do a little bit, is when a team's really batting well, is letting guys on for free. It's one thing you can't do. And J.B. Olsen walking Cameron Knight there. And so now runners on first and second for Max Hogan, who singled and scored in the second inning. So the first and third baseman on the grass now. Is maybe a bunt coming. No, it'll swing away. And a double play as the ball is hit to second, tossed over to the shortstop, who made a good throw over to first base. So 4-6-3 it is. And 2 down.
Tough luck for Hogan Avery. He hit it beautifully, but right at the second baseman, Mike Rampone. Chad Gerwick letting some of these guys hit away. Hogan's been hitting it well, so, why not? Just turned against them there.
And now Zach Fields just fouls one off, 0-1.
I was going to ask you, how many good pitches do you think Zach will see here with 2 outs and just a runner on third? As hot as Fields has been, 4 of his last 5 with 3 homers and a double.
You wouldn't think very many. 0-1 pitch. Finds this bottom part, outside part of the strike zone, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The next pitch, way outside, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch to Fields is chopped down the third base line and out of play. Count remains at 1-2. Next pitch to Zach is also foul.
Michael Muka thought he might try to help out and maybe snare that barehanded, then thought better of it at the last moment. And I'm sure Coach Gerwick doesn't want one of his fielding players on the base trying to help out there. Don't need anything happening to the fingers or the hand.
1-2 pitch, low, 2-2. And we've seen the Broncos kind of get hit by the injury bug this season. So definitely don't want an injury like that. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Fields. The pitch is hit out to right field. Under it is Brennan Johnson. He makes the play. So the Broncos threaten there in the bottom of the third. Don't get any put across, though, as they lead 3-0. We'll come back with more play-by-play here from McDonald Stadium.
Broncos at the end of the third inning, and Liberal BJ 0, and your El Dorado Broncos 3. We're going to have a couple of opportunities with some music tonight, so in recognition of one of our ranks of the Armed Forces, the United States Coast Guard.
So the Broncos lead 3-0. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Tyler Carvalho really pitching well. Still has his no-hitter intact. He'll be pitching to Sam Pack, the designated hitter. Brady Cox on deck, Zach Hoffman in the hole. 1 ball, no strikes to Pack. Next pitch low, 2-0. Pack grounded out to Morgan Oliver in the 1st inning. He was not in the starting lineup and did not play in last night's game. 2-0 pitch outside, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes from Tyler Carvalho. Pitch is in there. 3-1. Brady Cox on deck. 3-1 pitch. pitch. Across the letters, 3-2. So Carvalho gets right back in this at bat. 2 straight strikes and 3-2. Payoff pitch is chopped to Hogan at third. He has a beat on it and tosses it over to Fields at first. So a good job there from Carvalho. Down 3-0 in that at bat. Works his way back and then a ground out. And now Brady Cox, who was behind the plate last night, he's at third base tonight. Struck out for the final out in the first inning.
Nice play there by Hogan Avery. On the run, kind of off the back foot, still threw a strike with something on it over to Zach Fields.
Tyler throws a strike in there, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Next pitch, hit as Zach Fields right under it in foul territory. He might have lost that one in the screen. As Fields makes the play, 2 outs.
He went, the field here at McDonald Stadium is a turf infield and a grass outfield, and Zach had to range into foul territory, into the grass area where it gets a little uneven at spots, but he was able to keep his footing and still keep a beat on the ball and make a nice catch and get the second out of the inning.
Zach Hoffman, the first baseman. Now the batters, he's way ahead of a pitch, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike from Carvalho. The next pitch, just barely blowing outside, 1-1. (3-0) El Dorado. A win tonight, and they tie the BJs as Hoffman swings and misses. Carvalho ahead 1-2. At the Broncos, a win tonight, and they will be tied with the BJs in the league, and then the winner tomorrow will be ahead in the standings. The 1-2 pitch, fouled down the first base line.
Good read from the Liberal first base coach. He didn't even flinch as that ball came racing past him, and he seemed to know it wasn't going to hit him and didn't even dance out of the way, Avery.
As you mentioned last night, both coaches with their stopwatch in their hand, twirling it around their fingers.
I always hit my hand when I do that.
1-2 pitch, also fouled down the right field line, out of play.
You see these foul balls all going to the right side, telling you Carvalho is really working the outside, not going to go inside. Hoffman looks like he's got some power. So Tyler making him hit his pitch right now.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch hits the outside corner, and they get Zach Hoffman looking. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. El Dorado 3, Liberal nothing. More of this game coming up here on YouTube.
It's a good opportunity to raise as much money as possible for the Broncos program. We've got a full house tonight. So our goal is to raise more money than ever before. So dig deep, dig in your pockets, get some money out, and wait in here. It's 3 tickets for $1, 10 for $2, and no bill is too large. If you give them a $100 bill, they'll give you a whole mess of tickets, I promise. So 3 tickets for $1, 10 for $2. This is for the 50-50 drawing. We'll draw for it in the 8th inning. If your ticket's drawn, you'll win half the total amount raised. The other half goes to support the Broncos program. If you do win, you're more than welcome to donate it right back to the Broncos. But in the meantime, dig deep, get your money out, wave it in the air. They'll come over, they'll talk to you, they'll tell you all about how much they're enjoying their time in El Dorado playing for the El Dorado Broncos. Hey, look, I already see people waving their money in the air, guys. You got to get on over it. 3 tickets for $1, 10 for $2. Leading off this inning for your El Dorado Broncos, your shortstop number 10, Morgan Oliver.
So the Broncos lead 3-0. Morgan Oliver, Levi Parker, and Sam Lane, the scheduled batters against J.B. Olson. First pitch from Olson, a good curveball in there, 0-1. Oliver had a home run in last night's game in the 8th inning. 0-1 pitch is missed. 0-2. I think Oliver's on a 2-game home run streak, and Zach Fields, I think, is with his home run tonight, is on a 2-game home run streak, I believe. 0-2 pitch is missed. A good catch from the catcher to make sure that Oliver couldn't maybe get to first. If it got past him, he corralled it, and so 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now to play number 2.
Now Levi Parker singled in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Olson. Hit to first base as Hoffman steps on the bag. 2 outs rather quickly.
Number 6 out of the University of Texas, Tyler.
And now Sam Lane.
Sam Lane.
Lane 0 for 1 tonight with a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. One ball, no strike to Sam Lane. Pitch. Finds the inside corner, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, hit to third. Makes the play to first. And the Broncos go 1-2-3 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. We head to the 5th. Broncos 3, BJ's nothing. More baseball here coming up from McDonald Stadium.
Young players out here. This is a dizzy bat contest. They're going to spin around in circles and circles and circles. They're going to try not to get too dizzy. And then when we say go, they're going to run and try and make it past the line first. So as soon as they're ready to go, hopefully the older girls can hustle up here. They're going to spin around in circles until I stop playing the music. Go. All right, let's hear it for these nice young ladies. Both of these players will also win a Whipple Ball set, some Big Whip Chew bubble gum, and maybe some free cookies from Subway. I got a bunch of those tickets out here. Our sponsors of the drawings earlier, the Prince of El Dorado Lake Truck and Tractor Pull. We're out of those tickets, but I just want to let you know it's tomorrow from 1 to 6. Ages 5 to 12 is $5, and 13 and over is $10. So be sure and visit the El Dorado Lake, the Warner River area for the Truck and Tractor Pull.
Broncos lead 3-0 quickly into the 5th inning as Cavallo working very nicely, and we'll toss it over to Kurt, who has this inning's call.
Thank you, Avery. Rampone, McCarty, and Johnson, the scheduled 3 for Liberal here in the 5th inning. 3-0, El Dorado. And here comes Carvalho with the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. And several BJ players have kind of squawked a bit at the home plate umpire. When Zach Hoffman struck out to end the 4th, he had a couple of words. The umpire seemed to be willing to listen. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And strike 2. That's one of those things, Avery. Every umpire has their own kind of strike zone. They're all basically the same, but sometimes you'll see some umpires who call a little more on the corner, and as batters, you have to adjust. No balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch, and just cued foul by Rampone, who struck out in the 2nd inning. Mike was 0 for 3 last night with a sacrifice. So way ahead here is Tyler Carvalho. No balls and 2 strikes. Looks in to get his sign from Cameron Knight. He's got it, and the wind in the deal is fouled down the third base line. And that may make it El Dorado, back in a moment here on YouTube.
One more time for him. Davies. Your left fielder, Dylan Muka.
So the Broncos come to bat here in the bottom of the fifth inning. They lead 3-0. Dylan Muka, the left fielder, leads it off and looks at ball one. A ground out to first and a ground out to short. A single run in the first inning for the Broncos and a two-run home run from Zach Fields in the second has given the Broncos this 3-0 lead. One. 24 straight scoreless innings from Bronco pitching. One inning on Tuesday night against Derby, 9 on Thursday against Derby, 9 more last night against Liberal, and 5 so far here tonight against Liberal. The 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. J.B. Olson brings in, and that pitch in there for a strike on the inside corner for the first out of the inning. Pitch to Dalrymple, low, ball one. The sun is setting here in El Dorado. No one now above, not a single cloud to be seen. No wind. Just a warm, pleasant night. 1 ball. Clayton Dahl. And the 1-1. On Dahlfield line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And another.
The umpire. I heard.
Same crew tomorrow to get on their bad side. 2, Dalrymple bounces out to shortstop. Fielded there by Leisure. And he'll fire. So it should on the shortstop. It was a routine ground ball. We've seen it this year, especially with the shortstops. They get it and they take a couple of crow hops or try to make it close, I guess. And when runners are busting it down the line, sometimes you can hold on to it too long.
Well, and these Broncos hitters, it's a good thing to see. They don't take it easy after they had a ground ball infielder trying to get a hurry, and it really puts pressure on that shortstop or second baseman or whoever it may be, because they see that runner charging towards be a good throw. The Broncos are going to be safe.
It's one of those things, and throw it. I remember a couple times playing shortstop, ball, and then he fired over there. That got me in trouble a couple times. First pitch was a ball. Muka. Michael's still here. He doesn't hear. And a pitch out. And it's ball. Two ball. No strike. Over to short for one. Over to first for a double play. Really well done there by Liberal. And a 4-6-3 gets the BJs out of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, 1 errors, 3 BJs, 0. Back in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube.
All right, you guys start spinning here. Fast. Fast. A little faster. Run. Some fans that decided to glide out there. We're going to get some treats from the concession stand.
Games tonight. Some of the they did the old. You really spin around and keep the bat planted in the turf. That can really disorientate you. And right now the BJ hitters here in the
BJ's show Kyle Leisure, Alec Isaac, and Redding as the ball is hit to Oliver. The throw to get Leisure. And 1 out. And the top of the 6th inning. And now Alec Isaac, especially in that home stand last weekend, the opposing of play 0-1.
And, you know, not trying to throw any jinx on there, but Sanders see that. And not that they don't, that could have been a base hit up the middle, but he trying to preserve that for Tyler as long as
no balls, 1 strike. The next pitch. No balls and 2 strikes to Alec Isaac. The pitch to Redding is missed. 1-1. One ball and one strike. Ball is hit to Morgan Oliver, the shortstop. Throw over to Fields to get the BJ. Sorry if we're having any technical difficulties tonight. Not a strong internet connection here, so if you're having any problems, just make sure you keep refreshing your web page, and hopefully it'll come back on momentarily after that. But sorry for any inconveniences there, as the Broncos still hold their no-hitter. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Broncos 3, BJ's nothing. More play-by-play coming up.
Your catcher, number 7, Cameron.
Broncos lead 3-0. As I said just a moment ago, if you're having any problems, refresh your web page. Hopefully that'll fix any issues. And if it's down for a couple minutes or so, just be patient with us, if you will, and hopefully we'll get it back going as quickly as we can. As Cameron Knight, now the batter for the Broncos.
Had a message that some of our audio is cutting in and out. And again, with so many people here, I'm not sure if maybe more internet use is maybe waning on our stream. We're not sure. So hopefully everything's okay. Feel free to, if you send us a comment right there on the YouTube page, we can get it right away and try to address any issues. But we got a good one going here with the Broncos up 3-0 in the bottom of the sixth.
No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch right on the middle. So Knight is retired, and now Max Hogan. And yeah, if you even just want to leave us a comment of where you're listening from, who you're listening for tonight, we'd love to hear from you. Love getting feedback from these El Dorado Broncos games, whether you're a BJ fan or a Bronco fan, as Hogan turns on one over the fence, and the Broncos take a 4-0 lead. Max Hogan, a solo home run. Cleared the fence by, I'd say, 25 to 30, maybe 40 feet out there.
That's the second home run on the season for Max Hogan, who's really been swinging it well. And you might remember his last at-bat, he hit it right on the screws, but right at the second baseman, Rampone. This time he went over all of the BJs and over the fence for run number 4.
And now Zach Fields. He hits one out to right field. Under it is Johnson. 2 outs. And now Morgan Oliver, the shortstop.
I have not seen Fields go to right field hardly at all this year, but he's flown out to right field twice tonight along with that long home run that he hit back in the second inning.
Two outs, bottom of the sixth. Pitch to Oliver is hit to the shortstop in the hole. He makes a ranging play, but Oliver beats it out at first. So a single for Morgan Oliver, and now Levi Parker.
Terrific effort by Leisure there as he slid into the outfield to glove that, came to his feet quickly, and really made that very close. Oliver, I'm not going to say he's a speedster, but he runs pretty good. And that was an excellent play by Leisure, just a half a step late.
First pitch to Levi Parker, low, 1-0. Levi Parker, the second baseman for the Broncos, is 1 for 2 tonight. 1-0 pitch from Olsen is hit down the left field line. Outside the fence, 1-1. J.B. Olsen, who hasn't really pitched bad tonight, just has given up 2 home runs, and that's really costed him. 2-run home run and a solo shot. 3 of their 4 runs, 3 of the Broncos runs tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to Levi Parker. The pitch, high and outside, 2-1.
Avery, want to mention that the El Dorado Broncos are a nonprofit 501c3 corporation. Donations are tax deductible. You can mail your donations to El Dorado Broncos, P.O. Box 168, El Dorado, Kansas, 67042.
Next pitch to Parker is low and outside, 3-1. So a hitter's count here for Levi. Morgan Oliver on first is a quick pitch there from Olsen. Is a strike. So a full count. So Oliver will be running. Anything in the gap could potentially score him. 3-2 pitch is hit up the middle. A good ranging stop from Rampone just to keep the ball in the infield. Didn't give Oliver a chance to get over to third. So a base hit from Levi Parker, and now the top of the lineup back up for the Broncos and Sam Lane. We could be seeing a pitching change, and we will. So that'll be the end of the night for Olsen, as the runners on first and second are still his responsibility when you look in the scorecard. So we head, we're still in the bottom of the sixth, but 2 outs. We'll see if the Broncos can tack on some runs with Sam Lane. More play-by-play coming up here on YouTube.
Now pitching for the Liberal BJs, number 29, Nathan Smythe. The Broncos fans, it looks like Cole, Jeremy, and Mike are still walking around selling 50-50 tickets. The bucket they've got's not quite full yet, so if they need to get some more money out, we need to fill that bucket up. It's an opportunity to raise some money for the Broncos program, maybe take some money home at the end of the night or donate it back. You know, whatever you want to do. If you have the winning ticket when we draw, you'll get half the pot, half the total amount raised. The other half goes to help the Broncos program. 3 tickets for $1 or 10 for $2. 3 tickets for $1 or 10 for $2. Get your money out. They'll come over and see you. I'm sure that they're not going to sell you tickets. I can tell you, judging by some stats that I'm seeing in some of these people's laps here, that $20 is an awful lot of tickets too. So just get some money out. We've got some good opportunities.
The new pitcher into the game for the BJs is Nathan Smythe. Sam Lane, the batter for the Broncos. Levi Parker on first. Morgan Oliver standing at second. 4-0 Broncos in the bottom of the sixth with 2 outs. Smythe, a right-handed pitcher. He'll go against Sam Lane, the right-handed batter. First pitch to Lane is hit to second, and he'll flip it over to second base, the shortstop, and they will get Levi Parker there. So one pitch for Smythe gets him out of the 6th inning. Broncos 4, BJ's nothing. We head to the 7th. More play-by-play coming up here from McDonald Stadium.
You're set up down the pavilion. Diane Briggs and Larry Hill. If you go down to the pavilion, you'll get a prize from the Butler County Animal Response Team. That's Diane Briggs from El Dorado and Larry Hill from El Dorado. These guys are top-notch pitchers. Maybe not very good at throwing frisbees, so just be careful. As we go into the 7th inning, and the Liberal BJ 0, your El Dorado Broncos 4. Leading off for the Liberal BJs, number 31, Brady Cox.
Broncos lead 4-0. As Brady Cox will be the first batter, followed by Zach Hoffman and Mike Rampone. First pitch to Cox. As it was high and inside, Cox had to kind of back out of the way of that pitch. 1-0. The Broncos have 4 runs on 10 hits tonight. 1-0 pitch is in the strike zone. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brady Cox. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out and grounded out, or he flied out to Zach Fields in foul territory. Chops 1 foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch from Carvalho. The pitch is fouled. 1-2. On deck is Zach Hoffman. One ball, 2 strikes as Cox steps out of the batter's box. Cox is really dragging on this at bat. He really takes his time between pitches. 1-2 pitch is chopped to Hogan. Throws it over to first and gets Brady Cox. So that ball, I figured it would almost be a hit there, as it really bounced high into the air, but a good play from Hogan. Got the ball. Good strike over to Fields.
Every one of those plays where Hogan's the only one that can make that play. If Morgan has to do it at short, probably not going to get Cox, but Hogan's momentum going that direction. Good strong throw over to Zach Fields for the first out.
Now Zach Hoffman, the first baseman. First pitch in the turf, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. To Zach Hoffman, the pitch. Across what would be a number, if there is any numbers on the front of their jerseys, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. Pitch. Low and outside, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch is popped up to right field. Michael Muka calling everybody off. He makes the play. 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning.
Love to see that communication. Levi Parker was in an area, but it would be a little more difficult for him to make that play. Muka coming in, called both Zach and Levi off, makes the play for the 2nd out of the 7th inning, and you just you almost feel more of the pressure on the BJs now, trying to get that goose egg off the hit column.
Mike Rampone, the batter for the BJs. Plays second base. The first pitch to him popped out to center field. Sam Lane under it. He makes the play. Tyler Carvalho will be sitting by himself again in the dugout. A no-hitter going into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Broncos coming up to bat. They lead 4-0. We'll see if the Broncos can keep this hitting going. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time here at McDonald Stadium. More play-by-play coming up.
Hello, everyone. Everybody on your feet? Everybody ready to stretch? Hey, one person's ready. Is everybody ready to stretch? Yeah. How about those Broncos? And how about those veterans? All right. Well, thank you again for the opportunity. I'm Kevin from the center here. I'm the one that threw the strike in the July 1st game. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, a 1, a 2. Take me out to the ball game. Come on, take me out to the park. I need some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Come on, we can't hear you. So it's root for the Broncos. It's a shame. Here we go. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Yeah.
Thanks again for the save there. Thank you for coming up. The Sarah Care sponsored the jerseys for tonight too. The awesome orange camo jerseys. Leading off your left fielder, number 4, Dylan Muka.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Dylan Muka, Clayton Dalrymple, and Michael Muka, the batters in this inning. Smythe still in there. As the count is 1-1. Next pitch to Dylan Muka, outside 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to Dylan Muka. The next pitch right across the middle, 2-2. The pitch is hit out to second. Over to first. 1 out. And now Clayton Dalrymple.
Now at the plate, number 5, your designated hitter from Kansas State University, Clayton Dalrymple.
So the Wildcat Clayton Dalrymple has been the designated hitter the last 3 or 4 games since he's came back. Still not well enough to throw the ball. As Smythe steps off the rubber. For 4-0 El Dorado. Next pitch to Smythe is inside, almost hits Clayton. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to Dalrymple. The pitch is chopped to third. A throw in time to get Dalrymple by a step.
Hoffman there, Avery, had to use every bit of his frame there to reach up and make the catch and keep a tiptoe on the base there as Clayton really hustled down the line. But a good play at third base by Brady Cox.
So Dylan Muka, now the batter. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Dylan, outside 1-0.
Looks like maybe Avery Greg Hauser getting warm down in the Bronco bullpen.
1-0 pitch is popped up down the left field line. The third baseman under it and makes the play. So the Broncos go 1-2-3. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Tyler Carvalho coming out. He has a no-hitter. We'll see if he can continue with it here at McDonald Stadium. Don't go anywhere.
We also have some Sarah representatives walking around selling tickets for the big king-size quilt downstairs. It's a big king-size quilt honoring veterans. The tickets are $2 a piece or 6 for $10. It's $2 a piece or 6 for $10. All of the funds raised from this, from selling tickets for this quilt, go to honor flags for veterans from Butler County. So go to the honor flag program, working for veterans from Butler County. So be sure and wave them down. They'll come around. They're over here in the green shirts. They're selling tickets for the quilt, $2 a piece or 6 tickets for $10.
Carvalho takes his last warm-up pitch as we head into the top of the 8th inning. And Kurt, as we've been saying the last couple innings, the Broncos now 26 scoreless innings. They'll look to make it 27, which obviously would be 3 full games of scoreless play. And we head to the top of the 8th. We'll hand it on over to you.
So Tyler Carvalho will deal with Justin McCarty, Brennan Johnson, and Kyle Leisure here in the 8th inning. Still a no-hitter on the board for Carvalho, who came into this game with a 7.20 ERA, but he has been magnificent here tonight. Zero, 0, and 1 for Liberal. 4, 10, and 0 for El Dorado. And first pitch was a ball, second pitch, fastball in there for a strike. McCarty tonight, a strikeout in the 2nd inning, a ground out to Morgan Oliver in the 5th. 1-1 for Carvalho, and the pitch, fastball outside, ball 2. So a little action now in the Bronco bullpen. Greg Hauser is warming up. Sure, Coach Gerwick would love to see Carvalho go just as long as he can here with the no-no going so far here into the 8th inning. And the 2-1 pitch is tapped foul, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And really, if you think about this no-hitter through 7 innings, there's maybe the Morgan Oliver play in the hole was one of those web gems, but for the most part, it's been pretty routine for Carvalho. A lot of times in no-hitters, you see certainly a handful of great defensive plays, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's one away in the 8th inning.
Carvalho putting on a clinic here tonight, like you said. Hasn't been that one play that's like, oh, well, that could have been a hit. They've all been pretty routine, if I can say. Just good defense behind him and good pitching from him.
Making the routine plays, and bunch of strikeouts as well for Carvalho. The first pitch in there for a strike. Let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts for Carvalho so far. No balls and a strike to Brennan Johnson, and he swings right through, strike 2. Johnson was the first BJ to reach. He walked in the 3rd, but immediately was cut down when Kyle Leisure hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Then Isaac walked, and Redding hit into a fielder's choice. The only threat of the night for Liberal, if you want to call it that. The 0-2 is low, 1-2. Knight, Hogan, and Fields are the scheduled 3 for El Dorado in the home half of the 8th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the 8th inning. Tyler Carvalho with the pitch fouled off.
Hey, Kurt, I think it helps whenever your team has a 4-0 lead behind the pitcher. I mean, if it's a 1-0 lead, even a 2-0 lead, you think one pitch and my no-hitter could be gone in my potential win or the win for the team. So whenever you have a 4-0 lead, I think it really relaxes the pitcher and helps him pitch better.
And close on the 1-2, a little low, ball 2. Yeah, I agree. You really have the freedom to just attack hitters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch is a high chopper. Here comes Hogan, has to wait for it. Now fires, got him. Johnson is cut down 5-3. Max Hogan, again there, wanted to get it before it took that second hop, but knew that might be even a tougher play, so he waited for it, took a look at the speed of Johnson, and he got him by a couple of steps. So 2 away in the 8th, and here's Kyle Leisure. Leisure hit into a double play in the 3rd inning and then grounded out to Oliver in the 6th. The last BJ to reach base was Zach Redding with a walk in the 6th inning. 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, no hits so far given up by Carvalho. No balls and a strike as he leads off Leisure with a fastball in the outside corner. The 0-1. And again on the outside, no balls and 2 strikes. Love to see the crowd really get up and try to get behind Tyler here. They're enjoying the display from Carvalho. The 0-2 pitcher looking outside. It's hit to Fields. Oh, he makes a beautiful play, and he'll go to first base. And the no-hitter is intact as we go to the 9th inning. What a play by Zach Fields. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We head to the 9th, or the bottom of the 8th inning, I should say. 4-0 Broncos, and maybe a little history tonight at McDonald Stadium. We'll be back with more play-by-play in a moment here on YouTube.
Leading off this inning for your Dorado Broncos, number 7, your catcher, Cameron Knight.
So Cameron Knight from Oklahoma City goes to school right here in El Dorado at Butler County Community College. Will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-0 Broncos. Smythe with the pitch, and that's low, ball 1. J.B. Olson went 5 2/3, gave up 10 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 1. Smythe from the stretch, and Knight bounces one to third, and he'll be retired 5-3. Nice play over there by Brady Cox. So with 1 away, that'll bring up the Bronco third baseman, Max Hogan. First pitch from Smythe is a ball. So 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch is in there for strike 1. Gary reporting that there's been 9 no-hitters in Bronco history, but only 1 in a 9-inning game. Hogan grounds to second base, fielded there by Rampone, over to first to retire Hogan. So 2 away in the 8th, and here comes Zach Fields. Zach with 2 homers last night, and his first at-bat tonight he went deep for a 2-run homer. And then after that, he's flown out to right field twice. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast tonight on YouTube. We're delighted to be able to bring it to you here from McDonald Stadium, and we'll be back on the air, audio and video tomorrow night. We'll post a link on the El Dorado Bronco Facebook page as well as the Bronco and the BJ Twitter page. First two pitches off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to Zach Fields. Smythe working quickly. 2-0. And Fields is behind the 2-0 pitch. Foul ball for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 9-1-2. Due up for Liberal in the 9th inning. And the pitch from Smythe in there on the inside corner. It's a great pitch on 2-1. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Zach Fields was ahead 2-0. Now it's 2-2. Nathan Smythe will deliver the pitch, and Fields grounds to third base. Cox has it, fires over to first base to retire Zach Fields. And now we get to the moment where everyone's been waiting for. A no-hitter intact for Tyler Carvalho. 4-0 El Dorado. Don't go anywhere. The 9th inning is next here on YouTube.
Once again, thanks for coming out tonight and supporting the veterans, supporting your El Dorado Broncos baseball program. Also want to take this opportunity to recognize the parents of the players and the host parents who had players living with them this year. All the parents and host parents can stand up. This is Parents Weekend at El Dorado Broncos, right along field at McDonald Stadium. Let's have all the parents and host parents stand up. To the parents, I say thank you for letting your kids come spend the summer with us. And the host parents, thanks for being with us.
So welcome back. We head to the 9th inning. And Avery has tracked down that the last no-hitter for the Broncos was Dan Driscoll versus Amarillo on July 15th, 1993. That was a 9-inning no-hitter, and the only 9-inning no-hitter in Bronco history. Tyler Carvalho has gone 8 no-hit innings here against Liberal. He'll deal with Alec Isaac, Zach Redding, and Sam Peck. And the first hit, out to Levi Parker. He nabs it for the first out of the inning. And Avery, that was one of the better hit balls tonight by Liberal, but unfortunately for the BJs, it was right at Levi Parker, who had to elevate a bit, but he made the catch.
Well, in the last 2 plays, even the last out in the 8th inning, Zach Fields didn't make a ranging play to his right and get his glove right in the right spot. He got it and touched first, but that play, yeah, Levi Parker leaped, and a good play from him.
So Redding, he's 0 for 2 with a walk, and the first pitch is the jest off the plate. That's been a strike a lot tonight. That's a ball there. 1 ball and no strikes. Redding, a strikeout in the first, a fielder's choice in the third. He walked in the 6th. 2 outs away from history is Tyler Carvalho. Here's the pitch, and hit towards first base off the glove of Zach Fields. And that will be the first hit of the game. And Carvalho, they were going to let him go. He goes 8 1/3 innings of no-hit ball. Even some of the BJs applauding the effort. What a great job by Carvalho. Avery Fields gave it a great effort, but just off his glove for a single.
Yeah, that was what a great effort there from Carvalho. A great job from him, and one of those guys you said coming in, seven-run ERA, and that's the thing with baseball. You can come in, and on any given day, anybody can perform at their best. And yeah, that play just right off Fields' glove, and I'm sure he's going to be dreaming about that one, hoping he can have that one back tonight.
Well, and you kind of had a feeling Liberal was getting close. Like you mentioned, at the end of the 8th inning, a great play by Fields to retire Leisure. Then Isaac hit a line drive that was snared there by Parker. And then a sharp single by Redding into right field. And that'll end the night for Carvalho. He goes 8 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 8 strikeouts. He walked 3.
Now pitching
tonight. Chase Gulzo is in the game for the Broncos. We'll be back in a moment to see if the Broncos can close this one out. They lead 4-0 in the top of the ninth inning.
Broncos fans, be sure to stick around after the game for the 50-50 drawing. Record-breaking night. We raised $502 tonight, thanks to your generosity. So the winning ticket will be worth $251, and we will draw at the end of the Broncos at the end of the game. So be sure to stick around. We'll also be drawing for the king-size quilt provided by Sarah Care at the end of this inning.
So Chase Gulzo comes into the game for the Broncos. He's got a minuscule .45 ERA, 1 win, 2 losses. He's got 4 saves on the season. This is not a save situation. So Gulzo, who came in last night in the 6-0 game and had a clean 9th inning. He hit a batter, but then induced a game-ending double play from Robert Duggar. First pitch from Gulzo, off the corner, ball 1. 4-0 El Dorado. Broncos scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the sixth. The BJs have just acquired their first hit of the night from Zach Redding. The 1-0 pitch from Gulzo on the fists of Seth Stevens, who's pinch hitting for Sam Pack. Pack was 0 for 3. Seth Stevens now into the game as the DH. Last night he was 1 for 4. Did not face Gulzo last night. So 1 ball and 1 strike from the Nebraska Kearney college-going Chase Gulzo. And the pitch is lifted in foul territory. Hogan giving it a look, but he's going to run out of room. It's interesting here at McDonald Stadium. On the third base side, the El Dorado side, there's a fence that kind of encloses the bullpen, so there's less foul territory on the third base side. If that would have been hit on the first base side, there is no fencing. Hogan might have had a play, or the corner infielder would have had a play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gulzo stares in at Cameron Knight. He's got the sign. Redding over at first base. And the pitch from Gulzo, and spoiled by Stevens. Brady Cox waits on deck for the BJs. If the Broncos can close out this victory, they'll be tied with the BJs, and could be moving day tomorrow night. If El Dorado can complete the sweep, they'll move up to 4th place in the Jayhawk. Hayes and Wellington begin their 3-game weekend series tomorrow night. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Gulzo with the 1-2 pitch, and again, opposite way foul ball by Seth Stevens. Some fresh baseballs for the umpire. After tomorrow night, Broncos are off for a couple of days. They'll play Wednesday in Wellington, a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games at Wellington, and then an off day Thursday, and then the road trip out to Dodge City next weekend. Here's the 1-2 from Gulzo, and again spoiled by Stevens, as he is peppering everything down the third base left field line area. 1 away in the top of the 9th. Tyler Carvalho had a no-hitter through 8 1/3. Redding got a single, and Carvalho was lifted for Chase Gulzo. Tyler really had nothing else to prove after that first single from Redding. Gulzo continues to pound the outside corner. Looks like he's going in here. He stayed outside, missed his target. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Knight all of a sudden kind of scooched into the inside corner of the plate. They've gone in once on Stevens. Pretty much everything else has been outside. And Stevens has been in defensive swinging mode. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Gulzo is foul tipped, and it fell out of the glove of Cameron Knight, and he just looked sick about it. So we'll do it again. There's a great at-bat from Seth Stevens. Fielders playing pretty much straight away. Parker shading towards second base. Outfielders straight away. Left-handed batter is Seth Stevens. He goes to school at Nichols State down in Louisiana. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and fouled off the foot of Stevens. So he'll take a moment to gather himself. And the umpire as well walking out there, again trying to give Seth Stevens a little bit of time to regain some feeling in that foot or toe that he just fouled that off of. Parents' weekend here in El Dorado. And the 50-50 drawing record tonight, Avery. $502 raised. So whoever gets the winning ticket tonight could pocket $250 or could donate it right back to the Broncos. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, and the pitch inside, swung on. It's popped up right behind Knight. He gives it a look, and he'll run out of room. And somehow that missed the many spectators here at McDonald Stadium. Not out of the stadium. It ended up landing in the stands. Not many, Avery, all the games we've done here, I haven't seen all that many foul balls end up in the stands. That one did.
Yeah, it really has to be put like right in the perfect spot because of the netting, and then there's like a overhang on most of the stands.
So a long at bat here. This is about the 10th pitch of this at bat. Chase Gulzo delivers a 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Great battle. Finally won by Chase Gulzo. So many times, Avery, you see those long battles. It seems like the batter continues to gain an advantage each pitch they get to see. But Gulzo just came with high heat, and Stevens couldn't catch up.
Broncos are 1 out away from tying the BJs in the league standings.
And a 3rd straight shutout for the Broncos. Thursday, shutout Derby. Friday night, shutout Liberal. And tonight, shutting out Liberal. 4-0. Just 1 hit for the Jays so far. And it's Brady Cox. And he'll swing and miss. Cox 0 for 3. A strikeout, a pop out to first, and a ground out to third. Chase Gulzo stands 6'5" out on the mound. He's an intimidating presence out there. The 0-1 is tapped right to Chase. He's got it. And over to first, and another shutout for the El Dorado Broncos as they win tonight, 4-0. And the star of the night, Avery, clearly Tyler Carvalho. He goes 8 1/3 and allowed just 1 hit. What a night for Tyler. And another solid win for the Broncos.
Yeah, it is. And it just a 4-0 win is great for the Broncos, but you have to feel for Carvalho, just 2 outs away from setting history here at McDonald Stadium. But the Broncos still get the win they wanted.
398126.
And they win 4-0.
398126. If you got the winning ticket, come on.
So 4-0 in favor of the Broncos. And Avery, this game started late tonight, but the time of game 1 hour and 58 minutes. The winning pitcher, Tyler Carvalho. The losing pitcher was J.B. Olson. No save for Chase Gulzo, but another win here for the Broncos as they tie the Liberal BJs in the standings. So, like I said, could be moving day tomorrow. The Broncos trying to get out of 5th place. They can do it with a win over Liberal tomorrow night. We'll have all the action for you beginning at 7 p.m. right here on YouTube. So, hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. A lot of fun to bring it to you for sure. For Avery Osen, Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.